Stop scrolling. Do not move. Let us run a diagnostic on your operating system right now. In the next 30 seconds, I am going to read out 3 specific symptoms. If you identify with even one of them, it means your energetic frequency is currently suppressed below the critical threshold. You are operating in survival mode. Symptom 1. You wake up in the morning, and the very first sensation that hits your chest is a heavy, vague anxiety. There is no specific reason, no immediate danger, but your body reacts as if you are already under attack before your feet even touch the floor. Symptom 2. You feel a constant low-level exhaustion that sleep does not fix. You sleep for 8 hours, yet you wake up feeling like your battery is only charged to 10%. You are not tired, you are drained. There is a difference. Symptom 3. When you see someone else succeed, someone getting the money, the relationship, or the recognition you want, you feel a sharp spike of resentment. You might smile externally, but internally, your stomach tightens. You feel like their win is your loss. If you recognized yourself in any of those descriptions, listen to me very carefully. You are not broken. You are not mentally ill. You are functioning exactly as the system designed you to. You are trapped in a low-frequency loop specifically calibrated to keep you powerless. The matrix does not need your permission to enslave you. It only needs your frequency to stay low. But today, we are going to hack the scale. We are going to expose the code that keeps you down, so you can finally break the ceiling. Most people live and die without ever crossing the threshold of awareness. They remain asleep at the wheel, driven by biological impulses they do not understand. But you are here. The fact that you are listening to this frequency means a part of you is already waking up. You are ready to override the default settings. Before we dissect the map of your consciousness, you must make a decision. You must declare to your own subconscious mind that you are done with the old way of living. We need to set a command anchor right now. Go to the comment section below and sign the contract with the universe. Write these 3 words: I am rising. Do it now. Lock it in.
Now, let us look at the physics of your reality. In 1995, Dr. David Hawkins published a map of human consciousness. This was not a poetic metaphor. It was a calibration of energy, measured on a logarithmic scale from 0 to 1,000. Think of this scale like a light bulb. A low voltage creates a dim, flickering light that generates more heat than illumination. A high voltage creates a brilliant, piercing light that transforms everything around it. You are the bulb. The frequency is the voltage. The scale is divided into 2 distinct worlds. The bottom half of the scale, from 0 to 200, is what we call the realm of force. The top half, from 200 to 1000, is the realm of power. The distinction between force and power is the most important concept you will ever learn. Force is movement, but it requires massive effort. It is friction, it is struggle. When you operate below 200, you are swimming upstream against a raging river. You have to manipulate, control, fight, and exhaust yourself just to survive. This is where 90% of the population exists. This is the realm of the victim. Power, on the other hand, is effortless. It is like a sailboat catching a strong wind. You do not push the boat, the wind pushes you. When you cross the threshold of 200, you stop fighting reality and start commanding it. Today, we are going to descend into the basement of the map. We need to look at the levels below 200 with brutal honesty. You cannot fix a glitch in the code if you refuse to look at the monitor. Let us begin at the very bottom. At the lowest level of human experience, calibrated at level 20, we find shame. Shame is one step above death. In fact, many people at this level choose to end their physical existence because the pain of shame is unbearable. Shame is not just embarrassment. Embarrassment is blushing because you spilled coffee on your shirt. Shame is the deep-seated belief that your very existence is a mistake. In nature, animals banish the weak from the pack. Shame is the internalized feeling of being banished. It is the feeling of, I am bad. Not, I did something bad, but I am bad. The Matrix weaponizes shame through what we call the humiliation ritual. Look at social media. Look at cancel culture. It is a machine designed to mass-produce shame. When you are in shame, you want to become invisible. You hang your head. You withdraw. You cease to be a threat to the system because you have already defeated yourself. If you are vibrating at level 20, your immune system crashes. Your body becomes a welcoming host for disease because on a cellular level, you have commanded your body to stop fighting for a life you do not believe you deserve. Moving up the scale, we hit level 50, guilt. If shame is I am bad, guilt is I did bad. Guilt is the favorite tool of religious institutions and societal control mechanisms for thousands of years. It is the fence that keeps the sheep in the pen. Guilt is used to manipulate your behavior. If you don't do this, you are a bad person. If you don't work 60 hours a week, you are lazy. If you take time for yourself, you are selfish. When you operate from guilt, you are constantly seeking punishment. You unconsciously sabotage your own success because you feel you haven't earned it yet. You attract abusive partners because they validate your internal narrative that you need to be punished. You lose money as soon as you get it because poverty feels like the penance you owe the world. Guilt is a debt collector that never stops calling. Moving up the scale, we hit level 50, apathy. This is the state of the NPC, the non-player character. Apathy is hopelessness. It is despair. It is the belief that it doesn't matter what I do, nothing will change. In the modern world, apathy is manufactured on an industrial scale. It is the byproduct of learned helplessness. When you bombard a population with overwhelming bad news, political corruption, climate disasters, and economic collapse, eventually the brain shuts down its agency. It says, why bother? Apathy is the safest state for the control system. An apathetic population does not revolt. They do not invent. They do not question. They sit on the couch, consume cheap dopamine,
binge-watch streaming services, and wait for the end. They are the walking dead. They are physically alive, but their creative spark has been suffocated by the heavy blanket of indifference. Next, we rise to level 75, grief. Grief is sadness, loss, and despondency. But unlike apathy, which is numb, grief feels everything. It is a constant state of regret. People stuck in grief are living in the past. They are replaying old memories, mourning old versions of themselves, and longing for a time that no longer exists. They look at the world through gray-tinted glasses. They see sadness everywhere. The energy of grief is tragic because it is a waste of the present moment. You cannot manifest a new future if your emotional coordinates are locked on a timestamp from 10 years ago. The quantum field responds to your current vibration, and if your vibration is loss, the field will mirror that by taking more things away from you. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy of deprivation. Then we hit the most prevalent frequency in the modern world, level 100, fear. Fear is the engine of the matrix. It is the currency of the news cycle. It is the foundation of the insurance industry, the pharmaceutical industry, and the political system. Fear vibrates at 100. It is energetic constriction. From a biological perspective, fear is survival mode in its purest form. When you are in fear, your amygdala hijacks your brain. It floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline. Your blood shunts away from your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic, creativity, and long-term planning, and rushes to your extremities so you can fight or run. This means that when you are in fear, you literally become stupider. You lose the ability to think critically. You become highly suggestible. You look for a savior. You look for an authority figure to tell you what to do to be safe. If you are constantly checking the news, terrified of the next war, the next virus, or the next market crash, you are being farmed. Your attention is being harvested to power a reality you do not want. Fear keeps you small. It keeps you hiding in a bunker, hoarding resources, viewing every other human being as a potential threat rather than a potential ally. But there is a trap just above fear, a trap that feels like power, but is actually just a hotter fire. Level 125 is desire. This is the frequency of I want. It is the driving force of the consumer economy. It is the insatiable hunger for more money, more sex, more status, more followers. You might think desire is good. Is it not good to have goals? Yes, but desire on this scale is defined by lack. You only desire what you do not have. Therefore, the vibration of desire is actually the vibration of I don't have it. Desire is an addiction. It is the donkey chasing the carrot. You tell yourself, I will be happy when I get the promotion. You get the promotion, and the happiness lasts for an hour. Then the hunger returns. You are a slave to the external world. You have given your power away to objects and outcomes. You are running on a treadmill that never stops. Level 150 is anger. Anger is a fascinating level. It is the first level that has enough energy to actually do something. Anger is better than apathy. Apathy stays in bed. Anger gets up and riots. But anger is destructive energy. It is explosive. It is volatile. It is based on resistance. You are angry because reality is not conforming to your ego's demands. We see this everywhere in social discourse today. Everyone is offended. Everyone is outraged. They feel powerful when they are screaming in the comment sections, but it is a false power. It creates high blood pressure and burns out your adrenals. Anger blinds you. You cannot build a legacy on fire. You can only burn down what others have built. And finally, the crown jewel of the ego. Level 175, pride. Pride feels good. It feels like confidence, but it is brittle. Pride is, I am better than you. It is nationalism, racism, religious elitism, and intellectual snobbery. It is the fortress the ego builds to protect itself. The problem with pride is that it is defensive. Because your self-worth is tied to external conditions, your title, your bank account, your ideology, you are constantly terrified of being attacked. If someone challenges your belief, you feel it as a mortal threat. You have to defend your position at all costs. Pride is the level of denial. People at level 175 cannot admit when they are wrong. They cannot learn. They cannot grow. They are stuck in a rigid mental prison of their own making. They look down on everyone else from their ivory tower, unaware that the tower is built on sand. These levels, shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, make up the survival mode. If you score below 200, you are reacting to life, not creating it. You are an effect, not a cause. You are a biological machine running a program of self-preservation, controlled by inputs from your environment. This is where the matrix wants you. A fearful, angry, desiring consumer is the perfect battery.
But there is a door. There is a tipping point where everything flips. At level 200, we find courage. This is the critical threshold. This is the moment you look in the mirror and say, no more. Before we cross this line and show you how to unlock the upper levels of the God organ, I need to ask you a serious question. Did you feel the sting of recognition when I described the lower levels? Did you feel a knot in your stomach when I talked about guilt or pride? Good. That discomfort is your wake-up call. Do not suppress it. Do not look away. The only way out of the darkness is to stare directly at it until your eyes adjust. If you are brave enough to face your current coordinates, if you are brave enough to admit where you are so you can finally move, I want you to prove it. Go to the comments right now and type, I see the truth. Do not hide. Truth is the highest frequency. Acknowledge it. In the second part of this transmission, we are going to discuss the mechanics of the ascent. I'm going to show you the specific paradox, the counterintuitive mental hack that allows you to jump from fear 100 to acceptance 350 without climbing the ladder one step at a time. We are going to talk about the frequency detox and why trying to think positive is actually keeping you stuck in hell. Prepare yourself. We are about to cross the line. Welcome back to the operating table. You have acknowledged your coordinates. You have admitted the truth. Now, we begin the reconstruction.
We stopped at the edge of the abyss, looking up at the single most important number in your life, level 200. Why is 200 the magic number? Why does Dr. Hawkins call this the critical line of integrity? Because below 200, you believe that your life is happening to you. You are the victim of the economy, the victim of your parents, the victim of the government. You are reactive. At 200, you realize that life is happening for you, and more importantly, by you. Level 200 is courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision that something else is more important than fear. This is the level where you stop waiting for a savior. You stop waiting for the matrix to give you permission to be great. You take the controller back. Biologically, this is where your brain changes. Neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself, accelerates at this level. You stop recycling the same old neural pathways of trauma and start building new highways of possibility. You start to see solutions where you used to see only walls. As we climb higher, we reach level 250, neutrality. This is a superpower that very few people possess. In a world addicted to polarization, neutrality is the ultimate freedom. Neutrality is not caring. It is not apathy. Apathy is, I don't care because I'm hopeless. Neutrality is, I don't care because I am secure. When you are neutral, you are detached from the outcome. You have a job interview, you do your best, but if you don't get it, you don't crash. You know something better is coming. You are unbothered. You are bulletproof. The Matrix tries to trigger you with clickbait, with outrage, with drama, and you simply look at it and say, interesting, and keep walking. You have become untriggerable. Level 310 is willingness. This is the frequency of the high performer. At this level, you stop resisting work. You realize that service is the rent you pay for your room on Earth. You become friendly, helpful, and open. The universe loves this frequency. This is where luck starts to happen. Luck is simply the mathematical probability of preparation meeting opportunity. And at level 310, you are generating opportunities everywhere you go because your energy is magnetic. Then we hit level 350, acceptance. And this brings us to the paradox. I told you there was a hack, a counterintuitive scientific principle that allows you to quantum jump from the bottom of the scale to the top without climbing every single rung of the ladder. Here is the secret. You cannot defeat a low frequency by fighting it. In physics, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If you feel fear, 100, and you try to fight that fear, or you judge yourself for having that fear, you are applying force against force. This creates friction. Friction creates heat. Heat is energy loss. The more you say, I shouldn't be afraid, the more afraid you become. The more you say, I must be positive, the more you highlight your negativity. This is the backwards law. The hack is acceptance. 350. To rise, you must fully, completely, and radically accept exactly where you are. If you are in grief, do not try to be happy. Be in grief. Sit with it. Observe it. Say to yourself, I am feeling grief right now, and that is okay. I allow this energy to flow through me.
When you stop resisting the low frequency, you remove the friction, you remove the dam. And because energy is always in motion, the moment you remove the resistance, the negative energy flows out of you, and your natural buoyancy takes you up. You do not create high frequency. High frequency is your natural state. It is what remains when you stop holding on to the heavy weights of resistance. Let go of the weight and you float. It is physics. Now, let us look at the destination, the levels where the matrix loses its grip on you completely. Level 400, reason. This is the level of the great scientists, the philosophers, the architects of society. Einstein, Newton, Freud. This is the level of logic, data, and deep understanding. At this level, you are not swayed by emotion, you are guided by truth. You see the patterns behind the chaos, you understand the code. But reason has a limit. Logic can only take you so far. To go higher, you must transcend the mind entirely. Level 500, love. Do not confuse this with what Hollywood calls love. This is not emotional attachment. This is not, I love you because you love me. That is a transaction. That is commerce, not love. Level 500 is a state of being. It is unconditional. It is permanent. At 500, your presence alone heals people. You do not have to do anything. Just walking into a room changes the atmospheric pressure. Your electromagnetic field, the torus field generated by your heart, expands to a radius of several meters. When you vibrate at 500, your brain produces higher levels of endorphins and oxytocin naturally. You are high on life. You forgive everyone, not because they deserve it, but because you refuse to carry the heavy luggage of resentment. You travel light. Level 540, joy. This is the level of the saint and the spiritual healer. This is not the joy of winning a lottery. This is inner joy that arises from nothing. It is self-sustaining. At this level, synchronicities become your daily routine. You think of someone, they call. You need a parking spot, it opens up. You are flowing in perfect rhythm with the algorithmic design of the universe. And finally, level 600, peace. This is the cessation of the I. The ego dissolves. There is no longer a me versus you. There is only the field. This is the state of the zone that elite athletes glimpse for seconds, but enlightened masters live in permanently. It is silence. It is perfection. So how do we operationalize this? We are not monks living in a cave. We are digital citizens living in a high-noise environment.
Here is your tactical protocol to break the 200 barrier, starting today. Protocol 1. The information diet. You are what you eat, but you are also what you watch. Every news headline, every violent movie, every toxic comment section carries a specific frequency signature, usually calibrated between 50, apathy, and 150, anger. When you consume this content, you are literally infecting your consciousness with a virus. You are engaging in frequency matching. Your brain mirrors what it sees.
For the next 7 days, I challenge you to a total blackout. No news, no politics, no arguing in comments. If a piece of content does not educate you, inspire you, or make you laugh, scroll past it. Ruthlessly curate your input. If you protect your eyes and ears, your heart will heal itself. Protocol 2. The Physiological Override. You cannot think your way out of a bad feeling, but you can breathe your way out. The connection between your breath and your nervous system is hardwired. When you feel fear 100 rising, do not analyze it. Use the physiological sigh. 2 sharp inhales through the nose to fully inflate the lungs, followed by a long, slow exhale through the mouth. Do this 3 times. This is not magic, it is mechanics. This action manually offloads carbon dioxide and tells your vagus nerve to switch off the fight or flight response. You are hacking your own hardware to force a reboot. Protocol 3. The 963 Hertz Anchor. Sound is vibration. Your body is vibration. This is the principle of entrainment. If you place a tuning fork vibrating at a high pitch next to a tuning fork that is silent, the silent one will begin to vibrate at the same frequency. Use this technology. When you are working, when you are sleeping, play the 963 Hertz frequency in the background. Let it act as the master tuning fork for your cellular water structure. It brings you back to the factory settings of the universe. We have covered the map. We have given you the compass. But there is one final danger I must warn you about. A danger that often strikes exactly when you start to rise. Imagine you are a crab in a bucket. As long as you stay at the bottom with the other crabs, everything is peaceful. But the moment you start to climb the wall, the moment your frequency shifts from apathy to courage, the other crabs will not cheer for you. They will reach up and drag you back down. In the physics of the matrix, we call these entities entropy vampires. These are people, sometimes friends, sometimes family, who are chemically addicted to your low frequency. They feed on your drama. They feed on your availability. When you change, you starve them, and a starving vampire gets aggressive. They will say you have changed. They will say you are too good for them now. They will try to trigger your old guilt to bring you back into range. How do you identify them before they drain your new battery? How do you seal your energy field using the laws of thermodynamics so that you become untouchable? I will expose their entire playbook in the next transmission. For now, your mission is simple. Observe your level. Stop fighting the darkness. Just turn on the light. Go to the comments one last time. Lock in your new state. Declare it to the algorithm and to yourself. Write, "I am rising." The ascent has begun.
This is the Matrix 963. End of transmission.